Good morning and welcome to J.W. Nixon High School. I am Mrs. Mendoza, the proud principal of this amazing school with great teachers, students, and staff. We're here at Nixon High School. We strive to set a standard, and that standard we know as the gold standard. So welcome back to your alma mater. At this time, I ask that you please rise for the presentation of colors by the J.W. Nixon ROTC under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Benny Egan, and a national anthem played by our mighty Mustang band under the direction of Mr. Miguel Rodriguez. Thank you. May be seated. At this time, I would like to recognize special guests that are in attendance today. As I say your name, please rise and be recognized. We have LIC board member, Mr. Rick Garza. Mr. Garza, thank you for being here. LIC board member for the parliamentarian, Mr. Goyo Lopez. For being here. Former LIC board member, Mr. George Beckenheimer. Thank you for being here today, sir. And Assistant Chief Patrol Agent, Jose Quiñones. At this time, I would like to ask LIC board member trustee for District 4, an alumni from the class of 1981, Mr. Rick Garza, to say a few words. I'm going to ask that all Mustang legends please come and sit up here. I'm like, why are these seats empty? No, Mr. Garza, stay here. But legends, please come up on stage.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing good. It's a great, beautiful day every time that I come here for these events. I get, first I get emotional, and then I get really proud of everything that we do here at Nixon High School. Okay, not so many words. Everybody that's sitting down in the stands, this message is for you more than anybody else. You're going to get to hear some of the most wonderful stories you've ever heard to date in your life about how these people got here. But they all have one thing in common that we teach here at Nixon, and you're going to get to see it. Not making it ready today or tomorrow, or over the next 10 years, you will find it. We here at Nixon teach honor, integrity, character, and commitment. Every day of your life. You earn what you get. And you will notice that these people up here did not get as far as they did in life without doing those things. Keep that in mind. Some of you seniors that are leaving us this year. All of those things are great. All the great memories that you have are fantastic and great. But those little traits that I just talked to you about are going to stay with you forever. And hopefully, God willing, all of you will be up here sooner or later. So congratulations to all the new members on behalf of the LISD board. Thank you all for being here. Very impressive, very, very impressive. Thank you all for being here this morning on a wonderful, muggy morning. And congratulations again. Thank you.
And it gives me great pleasure to introduce our fearless leader, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Sylvia G. Rios.
Good morning, everyone. Muy bienvenidos. Thank you so much for attending this very special ceremony. To our students over there, I really want to tell you that the individuals that are here are the exemplars. They are the people that you will rise on their shoulders. So whether you happen to be an athlete, a cheer or dance person, an academic person, anyone here, if I know as a former Nixon High School principal, that there are just so many standards that you set the gold bar for. You do. When I first came here, I was talking to Mr. Beckelheimer a little while ago about 2012 when the vote was cast to enlarge Nixon High School. When I first got here, it was the former Nixon High School with all of the buildings outside, and probably your parents can talk about that and they can tell you where they would hang out. During the time that I was here back in 2001, it was the gym and the math building that was built. But there were great plans. And it really didn't matter whether former Mustangs or current Mustangs attend this school. What I can tell you is that your standard of excellence is that high, and every year it gets higher. All you have to do is look around you. All you have to do is look around you. But I want to be able to congratulate our Mustangs sitting up here. Yes, I'm going to chastise you if you're not wearing green. Yes, but she's wearing gold. What I will tell you, it doesn't matter what color you wear. What matters is the path that you create and that you leave for others to follow. I'm going to repeat that again. What's important to you now might be that game, might be that race, might be that ranking, might be that new song that you just learned. It might be all of these wonderful things that you dream of. But the question that I have for you is, how will those dreams endure? Who will see at the end of the day that your dream is a reality, that your dream is real, and that it inspired someone else to also cast their dream and to think beyond? I know that these individuals here have earned that honor of sitting here. I see some of you, and you were here when I was principal back in 2001. But I know what your journey has been in many cases. But in other cases, looking at your pictures, Mustangs, and I'm thinking, oh, they wore that hairdo just like me. Or, oh, look, remember, well, you don't remember, I graduated from the class of 73. Lots of things were going on in the class of 73. I came from Pemberville High School, HHS, and I still remember the fight song, and I still remember the alma mater. Here's the big one. I know you remember your alma mater, and I don't want to challenge these individuals up here to stand up and sing, but I am sure that they also remember their alma mater, and they remember the hallways, the classrooms, the teachers, the support staff that made a difference. Maybe it was some coach, maybe it was someone else in their lives that said, you can do it. It was someone else that said, I will help you. It was someone that said, I'm going to be there whether you fall or whether you rise, but I'm going to be there to make sure that you move forward. So, to our honorees, thank you for being the inspiration to our administration and to our teachers and to everyone here at Nixon High School. Thank you for creating the memories that are going to be forever etched not only in our minds, but in our hearts. I do want to have one more little story here. Mr. Goya Lopez sent me a message. He was looking at the 1955 yearbook from Martin, right? And so he was telling me, hey, I didn't know this and I didn't know that, and I didn't know that either. I will tell you that when you create those memories, they are memories that will walk with you, that will transcend and will go into your own children and into the lives that you wish for them. So with that being said, congratulations, honorees. What is that saying up there? Forever. I didn't hear you. Do you want to help them? You want to help them say it? 1, 2, 3. Forever green and gold. Congratulations.
Today, we will be honoring 12 outstanding individuals that excelled while students and continue to excel after they left the halls of their beloved Nixon High School. Students, today, you will hear about a patron of the arts that's made an impact on local theater, a former ROTC student who used his experience to shape his career in law enforcement, a rancher whose love for agriculture has led him to share his passion for the past 30 years, a woman who was named the first female chief of police in our city, a gentleman who aspires to help other Hispanics soar in the world of business, a female attorney who has dedicated over 20 years to public service, a teenage radio DJ who now uses her skills as a government spokesperson, and various educators whose passion to provide children the best education is evident all across Laredo. Students, as you listen to their stories, remember that they once sat where you were, and now are back home to share their experiences and their achievements that they've earned in honoring them today as Mustang legends. What will your story be? What will make you a legend? And now, to introduce our first honoree is Miss Brianna, right? I have the wrong. Who's introducing Tina? Sorry, Miss Hayden Jackson.
Native of Laredo, Elizabeth Beckelheimer Absiniega, known as Tina, graduated from J.W. Nixon High School in 1977. During her time here at Nixon, Tina was in the service club Brass Buttons and participated in several theatrical one-act plays both on stage and backstage. Under Major Allred, receiving 1 UIL Act Medal for All-Star Cast when she played the lead role of Antigone in the one-act play Antigone. After graduating graduating, Tina earned a dual degree in English and Communications from Boston College, where she graduated magna cum laude. Thereafter, Tina worked in editorial at Houghton Mifflin Publishing Company in Boston for 10 years, working with esteemed authors Pat Conroy, Margaret Atwood, and others before moving to Seattle to join Microsoft Press, the book publishing division for Microsoft Corporation. The birth of her premature youngest child, found to be legally blind, led her to retire from publishing to care for her newborn daughter and tend to her family. Eventually returning to Laredo with her husband in 2005, motivated by wanting to be closer to the Laredo school public system, as her then elementary school age daughter managed her special needs and mainstream classes. Tina returned to the workforce after 10 years, launching her new career in education by joining the United High School Engineering and Technology Management as an advanced placement AP English teacher. Tina's impact in the classroom was immediately felt in critical test scores, college admissions, and even as an inspiration for her students to consider schools they previously had not imagined they would be able to attend. This gave them a unique exposure to someone from Laredo who has lived in major cities on both coasts of the country. She also represented an example for her students for someone who has worked in publishing for two iconic companies, and for whom language, literature, and writing are lifelong passions she could inspire them. In March 2022, Tina was inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame by the Laredo Commission Women for outstanding excellence and service to the community and education. This was followed in May by the School Bell Award for the Laredo Chamber of Commerce, presented to those educators that had been selected by their peers for their performance in and outside of the classroom. In 2019, Tina received an Icon of the Arts Award from the Laredo Guild International, LTGI. Her significant artistic contributions as a costumer and performer, as well as her leadership on the board of directors, Tina conceived the idea for LTGI to coordinate an annual theatrical performance for the English arts, expanding the education and experience, as well as understanding, retention, and enjoyment for literature from thousands of students from Laredo, Zapata, and Bruni. In 2016, Tina was bestowed the MIT Inspirational Achievement Award for the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, recognizing educators who have been influential in the academic advancements of their students. As a member of the Society of Martha Washington, Tina was a program director for the 2022 Colonial Pageant, as well as a guest director and narrator for the 2013 Colonial Pageant. Finally, Tina is an ambassador for the Alamo Trust 1724 Gala. Tina and her husband have 4 children and 2 grandchildren so far. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present Miss Elizabeth Tina Oppenheimer Astaniega.
There really isn't anything left for me to say about myself because I put way too much in that introduction, and thank you all for being so patient with that. Now, when I was here at Nixon High School in the 70s, my brothers were here with me also, and this campus is so completely different from what it was back then. Mostly I remember that nothing was air conditioned and we were sweating all the time. That's really my memory. We had lockers outside, we were just outside all the time. And I was asking my brother George and my brother John, was the gym air conditioned in the 70s? Because I don't think so. And I think, well, we were just sweating. So, obviously I have wonderful memories. We had dances in the gym almost at least once a month. And the bands that played, I was asking my husband, I remember Brown Power, and the other one was Saffron Mist, if anyone else remembers that. So we would have evening dances in the gym. It was very special. It was a place to hang out that was safe for kids, and we could sit in the bleachers and talk to your sweetie. But that's not all that's changed, and you all know this, because you're the students of today, and everything is different in education from what it was in my time. When we were applying to colleges, the most prestigious schools in the United States had a 20% acceptance rate, and those same schools for you now have a 2% acceptance rate. The schools that cost us $2,000, maybe $3,000 a year to go to, the most prestigious schools are now $85,000 a year to attend. The change is so dramatic. What are you supposed to do? How do you make yourself competitive? Because I really just want to say something to you, not about me or about me. So, what are you supposed to do? You're already in UIL. You're already taking AP classes. You're getting good grades. You participate in athletics. You participate in extracurricular activities. You're volunteering all over the place. So, how are you going to be competitive when now children from all over the world are applying to go to school in the United States? Your competition isn't just other students in this country. I actually have an answer for you, and especially because you're a Laredo student, you need to make some radical changes in your communication skills. You really do. As a teacher at the United Magnet and teaching AP English, I have the top students on our campus. And during the years that I've been there, I've had students that have been in my classroom accepted to every Ivy League school in the United States. It's not just because of me, but it's also because of me. And it isn't that you don't know how to communicate, obviously, and we have the wonderful privilege of living in a bilingual community, but your communication skills need some serious improving, and I want you to think about that before you find yourself out there in competition with children from all around the world. And it isn't just writing, although it is writing. Your writing needs to improve. And the only way for your writing to improve is for you to read all the time, and to always be noticing what good writers do that makes that writing so good, so that you're incorporating it into your own writing as you're growing your personal lexicon. But aside from that, your interpersonal communication skills could probably be a lot better. And how are you going to do that? You need to practice. You need to stand in front of a mirror when you're alone, say hello, make eye contact, shake hands, speak in complete sentences. Don't fill your sentences with fillers like I mean and like. You really have to train yourselves out of those, because students at the schools where you will be attending next year don't do it. Not the top students, not the ones who get the job, who get the internship, who get that scholarship, who get the opportunities that you want, that you deserve. So make yourself competitive. I want that for you, and I know you want it for you. So I really just wanted to leave you with, I didn't want it to sound like a scold. I wanted to sound inspirational. When I left Laredo, I was pretty scared myself. I cried, I couldn't call home, there's no FaceTime, there's nothing. It was really hard to be living in Boston, and I could only come home at Christmas time. But after a while, I realized what all my deficits were, and I started training myself to improve in those areas. So you can. I did, you can do it. And I wish you all acceptance into all the schools of your choice. Thank you so much for it.
Growing up in a household of educators with educational perspective, he was fortunate to witness the life-changing power of teaching firsthand. His parents, both dedicated educators, instilled a profound respect for learning and a passion for shaping young minds. As a child, he often accompanied them to school events, teaching him young life lessons along the way. They modeled teaching in him as life essential lessons and honesty and fairness. They listened empathetically to the students' struggles, recognizing that education is not just about facts, but about nurturing hearts and minds. Mr. Moreno is a member of the graduating class of 1997. He was a 3-year member of Future Farmers of America. He also of his senior year, he was selected by the local Rotary Club to represent J.W. Nixon High School as a foreign exchange student where he attended school in Argentina for 3 years. His senior year, he found himself grappling with post-secondary goals and aspirations. It was his parents' unwavering dedication to the education field that directed him to his career in education, following in his footsteps. Upon graduating from high school, Mr. Moreno attended the University of Texas at San Antonio, where he earned a bachelor's degree in history and a master's degree in educational leadership. He is a certified concept-based curriculum master teacher and a certified 8 through 12 history teacher and a certified tutor teacher. Mr. Moreno started his teaching and coaching career at Memorial Middle School in 2002 to 2004, where he taught world history and coached football, basketball, and track. He then moved on to J.W. Nixon High School from 2004 to 2007, where he taught world history and U.S. history in the part of many winning coaching seasons. He served in various coaching capacities, which include freshman football coach, assistant girls varsity basketball coach, and assistant varsity coach track. Mr. Moreno then continued his teaching and coaching career at J.W. High School from 2007 to 2014, where he excelled in passion and analytics. His passion for coaching continued and was a privilege to serve in various coaching capacities, which included freshman head coach, varsity wide receiver coach, and assistant varsity coach track. Mr. Moreno was also named the 2013-2014 UISD Golden Apple recipient for J.W. High School. After many successful teaching and coaching years, Mr. Moreno felt it was time to move on into the world of school administration, much like his parents. Mr. Moreno's first administrative role was at United High School, in which he served as an assistant principal for 7 years in 2021. He ended that and went on to become the principal for Charlton Middle School, where Mr. Moreno currently serves. During his tenure as principal over the past 3 years, he has steered Charlton Middle School toward excellence, earning the distinction of being A-rated campus. Mr. Moreno firmly believes that schools are not just about academic achievements, but also fostering a culture of care for one another. He believes that scores may not affect your culture, but culture will affect your scores. It was this belief that prompted Mr. Moreno to create the school model of TLC, which stands for Trauma, Love, and Care, in which empowers serving all parents, teachers, students, and staff in the trauma community. He is an outstanding educator and that has dedicated 23 years to making a difference in the lives of many students. As a result, he is loved in his community because of his leadership, guidance, and support he provides to all. He reflects on his parents' educational career and aspires to be great as they were. Recently, Mr. Moreno was named the Middle School Principal of the Year for 2023-2024 by Texas Association of Secondary School Teachers. Mr. Moreno is now married to his wife, Gigi Moreno, who is also a graduate of J.W. Nixon High School, and together they serve William, Gilbert, and Travis. Congratulations, Dr. Gilbert. We are also very proud of you for all your achievements.
Okay, so first I want to thank the Mustang Legends Committee for nominating me and being part of this prestigious group. I feel very blessed and humbled to be a part of it. I want to thank Principal Mendoza and Devil School and everything that's going on here at Nixon High. You see the changes from when I was here to now. It's just 10 times better than where we had it, and that's kind of what you want out of every principal, right? You do better than how you had it, and the next person takes over, and the next person takes over, and they take the school to the next level. So how we've seen it is completely different. So Ms. Mendoza and Principal Mendoza and to your admin staff, great job, and board and everybody else who's taking this school to the next level. Please round of applause for them. One of the greatest things that I'm thankful for is I'm giving thanks before I talk to the students. Is today, one of my best friends nominated me for this. And I have 4 of them studying with him. already 45 and we're still together, still hanging out. And that's what you're going to get from Nixon High. You're going to get that aspect. So for me personally, my buddy Adam Ray, even though he's a history teacher, he's the one that nominated me, and obviously the committee ended up selecting me. So thank you buddies for being here. Really thankful for my buddy Pete. He's class 97. So, you know, the fact that I get another buddy here, class 97. So, I told Pete we weren't going to share stories, our kids are here. Yeah! So, moving forward, I want to thank my family, my wife Gigi. For those of you who don't know, my wife Gigi, she was my high school crush, but I didn't talk to her until 20 years later, so either way. Make it happen. So I got 3 beautiful children, all boys. You know, so thank you, Gigi. I love you. She supports my job, my principalship, and everything that goes with that. It's tough to be the wife of a principal because you're not home all the time. You're spending time with other people's kids and your own. But luckily, my kids support me, and so does my wife. And thank you guys very much. In reality, I know it says Gilbert, but when I get home, I'm putting a sticker and it's going to say Whatever Family. Because they all walk these halls. And they all pay the price out there in Laredo. They've all helped the community. They've all done their best to help. And so I know it says Gilbert, but but in reality, you know, my sister and my brother, they've all walked these halls. My dad was an assistant principal here for many years, back in the 80s and the 90s, you know. So everybody in my family has played a role here in Nixon High School, one way or another. So to me, it feels selfish for me to accept the award for myself, so it's more for my family, and I appreciate you guys and everybody else. My parents were my role models. It's funny because in the 90s, there was a commercial. It was a controversial commercial, and those of you guys on YouTube, you can look it up later. But it was Charles Barkley. And Charles Barkley made a controversial commercial, and it was on Nike. And his controversial commercial was, I'm not a role model. I'm not your role model. Your parents are your role models. Athletes are not role models. That's what he was trying to say, the message, that the professional athlete was not your role model, that your parents were your role models. You know, we grew up with that. And seeing my parents work every day coming to Nixon games, because my parents were always within the LIZ realm. You didn't stay home, you went to the games, you sat at the corner over there where they worked as an administrator, and you'd be sitting over there. And you'd see them work every day, doing things that they had to do. My parents were my role models. You know, it's tough to fill their shoes. My dad, great charisma. Maybe I kind of nailed that one a little bit, and my mom was the most intelligent person I know, and I haven't gotten to that level yet, you know, but she's next level stuff, and I don't think I'll ever fill that shoe. You know, but they've all played an integral part in what I'm doing today. It's what I wanted to be, and it's who I wanted to be, and I wanted to be just like them. Thank you. Let me talk to you. Allow me to remind you that Nixon High School loves each and every one of you. This school believes in you as much as you believe in it. When you care for your alma mater, it responds with care and support in return. So if you love your school will love you back. As you get older, the love for your school will grow with a deep love for the green and gold. At times while in high school, you will be unappreciative and ungrateful for the positive impact the school has had on your life. But Nixon High School's love will remain strong and faithful to you. It does not matter how much money you make, or what job you have, or how old you are. We will share an unbroken bond. A bond forever painted in your mind and in your heart that will be forever green and gold.
To introduce our next legend, representing our Brotherhood basketball team, Alexi Alonso.
Good morning, everyone. Luis is a 1985 graduate of Nixon High School. While at Nixon, he was on the varsity basketball team for 2 years and involved in the student council. He is the son of Berta Castro and the late Roberto J. Castro. He is married to Mrs. Tanya Castro and they have 2 children, Ashley and Zachary. He received his undergraduate degree from the University of Texas at Austin and his MBA from the Texas A&M International University. Luis's career path has always been influenced by the positive words from his parents, who have always encouraged him and his 4 siblings to be thankful to God, to obtain their respective college degrees, and to always help those that need it. He started his career in Laredo, Texas, working for a multinational company in Laredo, the Delphi Automotive Systems, as an intern there. After graduating from UT Austin, he took a full-time job at Delphi headquarters in Ohio. He then returned to Laredo to help lead the Delphi Mexico operations, based out of Laredo, working in areas such as compliance and finance. Luis has always been a firm believer in finding your own stepping stones. So when the opportunity came along to join Deloitte & Touche LLP, which is the world's largest consulting firm in Houston, Texas, as a senior consultant, he accepted the job offer. He attributes his support from his family, education, work experience, and soft skills to obtaining this job. In 2009, he reached the milestone of managing director at Deloitte, which is the highest level of directors. His clients have included companies such as Intel, Shell, Hewlett Packard, and several other Fortune 500 companies. He has the opportunity to travel around the U.S. and globally assisting his clients at domestic locations such as New York City, San Francisco, and Chicago, and international locations such as Australia, China, London, Spain, and Canada. Aside from his client responsibilities, Luis focuses on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and is starting with minority recruiting / mentoring. Some of the DEI accomplishments include the following: National Corporate Advisory Board member from the Association of Latino Professionals from America, which is the world's largest Hispanic business organization with over 100,000 college and professional members. The leader of the ALPFA relation, where they have 1,700 Deloitte ALPFA members. Board member from Cristo Rey Jesuit in Houston, Texas, which is a high school for low-income, high-potential students. Over 95 minority and 100% have been accepted to the college over the 10 years. Started a recruiting program at TAMU in Laredo, Texas, which has helped over 10 TAMU members to date in Deloitte. Led the efforts of $75,000 in grant from the Deloitte Foundation to ALPFA, which is helping fund over 100 HLA scholarships of $10K each to qualified students in the STEM degrees. Deloitte leader in the hiring of over 100 Hispanic students in Deloitte. Luis hopes to continue helping his clients and Deloitte employees to be successful and continue to help Hispanic college students successfully join the workforce. Please help me welcome Mr. Luis Castro.
Hold on, guys.
Mustangs, how we doing? Well, it's indeed a pleasure to receive this honor. You know, as Alexi mentioned, it's been a great career journey, a path, and I'm thankful to my parents. I'm thankful to Nixon committee, to board members, to the entire team for everything they've been doing to pull things together. Nixon's changed a tad bit since I graduated in 1985.
but it's looking great, and it's great to see the involvement of the students. As Mr. Rick Gassa mentioned, you know, it's important for you all to hear these stories and then kind of decide which way you want to take your career journey. For me, it was, you know, business school, and after UT Austin, you know, I knew I wanted to do great things, so I kind of built my own stepping stone and taken this step to Houston, and so support my wife. You know, we've done great things in Houston, and then on to Austin now where we're living. And you know, throughout the career, there's always been, you know, new challenges, great opportunity. What I always looked for was being happy and enjoying the journey and doing something you have a passion for. You know, I found a passion for the work that I'm doing early on, and then I said, you know, why can't I be that director? You know, why can't I be that person leading clients? And you know, as I mentioned it to the students that I recruit at TAMU, every single one of you in here is just as qualified as a student across the U.S. to achieve whatever you want, as long as you apply yourself, and as long as you believe in what you're doing. So you have to keep that in mind. That's why 10 students have gone into Deloitte from TAMU, and we're still recruiting. And I have one great news to mention, is that some of you may know the valedictorian from last year, Natalie Tristan. So I met her, we were board members, we coached her, we did mock interviews, and I heard from her yesterday she accepted an internship offer from Deloitte, and she's going to be working for us, interning in Dallas. So the sky's the limit. So as I mentioned, you know, that's, you know, at Deloitte asks us, what do you want your legacy to be? For me, it's always been, as my parents always encouraged us, help others that need it, and for me especially to help the underrepresented and minorities, and help them get into college. And I'm pleased that we've gotten over 100 students, Hispanics into Deloitte. I'll leave you all with my tips. I like to give mentoring tips for success. So I'll give you my 5 A's for career success. Number 1 is be assertive. As you proceed, be assertive in what you want to do. Focus, decide, and just do whatever it takes to get it done. You know, don't let anything stand in your way. You know, when I got to UT Austin, it was a challenge. It was a big campus, 50,000 students, very, very competitive. But thanks to the support from my family, my siblings, you know, made that happen. Be approachable. My first job, I was kind of quiet, kind of shy, didn't want to get in trouble or anything. It's the opposite. You should stick your hand out, greet people, get to know them, and that's the way you network. When you get to your first job, the more you network, the better off it's going to help you, because people will get to know you, and they'll say, oh, you're going to the next place, so be approachable. Be accountable. Whether you're going to work in an office or something else, be accountable means the quality of your work. Take responsibility. Whatever you do, be sure it's done with good quality of work. Be agile. Things aren't always going to go the way you want. Just be flexible. Be ready to adjust. Even in high school, things get busy. You're balancing a lot of things. Be agile. That's going to help you in the long run. Finally, be authentic. You know, be authentic. Be your authentic self. You all bring great things. We're a country built on a lot of population, so people will like to see that we have different, diverse students that are in colleges. So take advantage of it and be your authentic self. With that, thank you all again. I appreciate the honor.
Congratulations. And wow, what an honor to hear about Nat. She was an incredible student, and I'm glad to see that you're still going back to us. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I'm sure her sisters of basketball are here and volleyball, so kudos to Nat this time. To introduce our next legend is from our Early College Law Enforcement Academy, Ms. Brianna Gutierrez.
Sara A. Melendez is a proud graduate of Nixon High School, class of 1992.
While in high school, Sada was extremely involved in school activities where she continued as an athlete, as a member of the basketball team as a point guard, and track team where she excelled in 100-meter hurdles, relays, and long jump. During her sophomore and junior year, she was a member of the award-winning Golden Spurs, and in her senior year, she joined the cheerleading team as the official school mascot of the Mustang. Sada was very involved in other extracurricular activities where she led the Nixon High School video communication team and was voted runner-up by her peers as most school-spirited during her senior year. Despite being involved in so many activities during school, Sada's passion turned reality when she became a very popular radio DJ at the young age of 15 years old. She trained countless hours after school until she finally earned a spot as an official radio personality with Get Our Communications FM 98, formerly known as Energy 98.1. She was known to her listeners as her moniker radio name, Sensational Sada Menendez. Sada was formerly a high school speech teacher, UIL debate coach, and press officer for a non-profit organization, WBCA, and also represented the city of Laredo in the prestigious Miss USA organization as a former title holder as Miss Laredo USA 1998. Currently, Sada has served more than 22 years in public service in governmental public affairs and has been in Customs and Border Protection's office in public affairs since February 2002. She currently holds the position of CBP Public Affairs Officer assigned to CBP Laredo Sector Border Patrol in South Texas as a national government spokesman. Her office resides in the headquarters in Washington, D.C., where she is assigned to the CBP Media Division and press officers from all over the nation. Her position has allowed her to serve on official assignments to facilitate news media correspondence from all over the world. Sada's forte is her expertise in the area that she works in. She is a true leader in the world of communication and an incredible leader in her community. She was born and raised in Laredo, Texas, and has been an active community leader, volunteering and assisting several civic organizations. She was recently awarded the Meritorious Achievement Medal by the U.S. Border Patrol. A graduate of Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi, where she obtained her bachelor's in communications with a minor in theater arts. She is a former National Hispanic Scholarship recipient, Public Relations Society of America, and the former president of Lambda Pi Eta, Texas A&M CC Communication Studies Honor Society organization. While in college, Sada led her university as a student ambassador and participated in several theatrical plays to include a correspondent at the Harvard Playhouse in Corpus Christi and had a small role in the movie Singing Now that was filmed in her college town. As a single mother, her greatest accomplishment is being a mother to her 13-year-old twins, Ella and Ra, and her 16-year-old son, Orlando III. She is the daughter of Porfirio and Susana Menendez Habib. She loves animals and is a fur mama to a bull terrier copper and Bella Yorkie. Her passion is fitness, watching her favorite sports teams play, but moreover, watching her twins play sports and spending time as a family. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Sada Menendez.
I've come to the age where I have to wear glasses. We are related. Thank you, LISD, Nixon High School administrators, and Mustang Legend community. I am humbled and honored to be inducted as a Mustang Legend. I want to quickly speak to the students, the next generation. When I was a student here, the best 4 years of my life happened here. I was involved in almost everything I can be a part of. I always strive to reach every goal I set for myself. My love for sports, where I was part obviously of the basketball team as mentioned, track, hurdles. I love being a Golden Spur wearing that beautiful uniform. And my senior year, I had my eye on being the school mascot. The cheerleading team was where I wanted to be, and I did. I love being that school mascot because I became somebody in that mascot uniform and nobody knew who I was. I always knew I wanted to be a communicator, so it started with my high school video club, and I can't thank my sponsor enough who helped me be part of how I started to be a communicator.
kept a secret in high school. No one really knew except my close friends. I had a goal. And remember, this was the early 1990s. We had no cell phones, but we had radio and a radio station, and we had music. As a freshman, at 15 years old, I told my parents, I want to be a radio personality. My parents were supportive of every goal while I finished all my school practices on Friday nights, Friday Night Lights, football games. After I performed, after I did everything, my parents would drop me off at one of the radio stations where I learned to be a radio DJ. At that time, the radio station was located in downtown Laredo. It wasn't the safest, but I had a goal in mind. It took a lot of hours, determination. I started with records, if you guys can remember records. Then we moved on to CDs. It was during my sophomore year that I finally became a paying radio personality, where I was given the moniker name of Sensational Sarah Melendez on Energy 98.1. I would come to school and I would hear my peers talk about a girl who played their request, because remember, we had no cell phones. So I would be in class and people would be talking about, oh my gosh, that girl on the radio played my song. They were happy, and that made me very happy. It was very fulfilling. I became a successful radio DJ, I could say, for a very long time. I say this story because I want you to know that anyone in here, and I'm talking to you students, anyone in here can become somebody one day. But you have to put the work in. Remember, for an entire year, my freshman year, I did not get paid. I went there on my own, and it was through determination, the want, that's a key word, the want of wanting to be a DJ and be a communicator. So even though I did not get paid for that year, I did not give up. I always saw that end goal. It is a full circle for me today. I am back at my beautiful campus. A little different nonetheless, there's no more wall. But this is the school that made me who I am today. I owe my high school teachers, and some of them are sitting here, one being Ms. Vidali is here. The administrators, my gratitude. And thank you to all of you, all the educators that are here today, and who always, my former educators, who always believed in me. To close, I want to thank a couple of people. My class of 1992. Some of you are here. I know Lizzie Moreno is here. She's somewhere here. Dr. Gilbert Martinez, him and I were voted most school-spirited by my peers. My colleague, former Mustang legend, Joey Baeza, who is now with the Laredo PD. Thank you for being here. And my family, who could not be here today. Everyone is out traveling, everyone is busy, I understand, but they're in my heart. My family is always in my heart. But I brought my second family with me. The Laredo Sector Strategic Communication Team is here with me, and I want to acknowledge them. They're right here tonight. They can tell you how many hours I spend at work, and I also have to balance my private life as well. But I'm at the highest level in my career right now. I can't go any further unless I become the government press secretary. But never say never, right? And I couldn't have done it without them. They make my job look so easy. I will end today with the way I ended my radio show every single night in the early 90s. And I would say, success is getting what you want, but happiness is liking what you get. I'm truly humbled and honored, and thank you for this award.
Congratulations, and I do have to say, since you know Sarah, I moved here in the early 90s, and now I can put the face to the person who played my songs, because some of the songs you played actually helped me get through some days as I moved here, so thank you so much. Congratulations. And now to introduce our next legend, FFA President, Alexa Lopez.
Mr. Anthony Myers is an experienced educator and lecturer dedicated to sustainable agriculture with a deep-rooted vocation for education, land stewardship, and animal welfare, who strives to preserve and enhance a sustainable way of life. He graduated from J.W. Nixon High School in 1975, earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in Agricultural Education from Texas A&M University in 1980, and earned a Master's of Science degree in Agricultural Education with a minor in horticulture from Texas A&M University Kingsville in 1996. He began his career working for the Texas Agriculture Extension Service in Hidalgo County. He began his life as a devoted and lazy educator with a lifelong commitment to agricultural education, nurturing the next generation of farmers through hands-on learning and leadership of development in Future Farmers of America programs. He taught at Seattle Middle School as an educator of farm and ranch mechanical repair from 1983 to 1987, and then transferred to Martin High School as an agriculture teacher from 1987 to 2011. His devotion to education led him to involve his students in the Laredo International Fair and Exposition by supporting their animal projects in agricultural mechanics, for which they won numerous awards. He further supported his students' leadership development by involving them in annual leadership trainings at the FFA local, state, and national levels. His dedication to FFA was essential to the growth of local organizations. He continues to inspire change to agricultural technology and ranch management by serving as a mentor to individuals in our community. His service to the community includes service as a Texas Agriculture and Forage Coordinator for a lateral early in his career, advisor of the Martin FFA and Junior FFA for 30 years, and service to the Laredo International Fair and Exposition for 30 years. He is a lifelong member of the San Martin Church community. He has served as an usher and was recently awarded a Life Service 30-year award. He founded the Youth Laredo Groups, a nonprofit organization that awarded scholarships for high school students from Laredo and South Texas from 2006 to 2018. He served on the Texas Webb County Farm Brewery Board in the 1990s. Accolades include the Golden Apple Award for Martin High School in 2011. Anthony Myers has been ranching at La Morita since the age of 6. He has a fearless spirit and a deep respect for land. He is known for his innovative approaches for sustainable farming and ranching and unwavering dedication to preserving the cow way of life. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present Mr. Anthony Myers.
Good morning, Mustangs. This morning to this huge campus. It was like I was back in Texas A&M. And just get that the colors of the green and gold, forever green and gold. And LISD has definitely paved my life to what I am today. And the first thing I like to do is thank the man upstairs. Without the man upstairs, no hay nada, basically. I'd like to thank my wife for 38 years, going on 39.
not in the legends, so how many old are there? So they, Coach Peña, he's graduated in 75 of them. But what I'd like to, and Ms. Moreno had called me and said, what do you remember most from your days in high school? I said, well, the teachers is what I remember most. Because the foundation was set at Ryan Elementary. And then when I moved to Lamar, it was filling in the gap. You know, the building was already up. And I needed that roof. And I was the first, we were the first class of freshmen that came in the afternoon to high school because there were so many. So the seniors and juniors came from, I think it was 7 to 12, and then we started from 1 to 6. And it was like that through my 4 years of Nixon High School. So that's where the foundation was completed. And seniors, I remember my teachers. I remember my teachers in Ryan, Ms. Garcia, Ms. Hugo, Ms. Linedecker, Ms. Hunter, Ms. Worsham. And then you started, wow, man, how many teachers I got now? Like 7 in one day, like what was that? But anyway, that kept us in training. And then I came to Nixon. And some of the teachers are still around. Been a long while. I remember Ms. Laura Magnon. One of my mentors. And the one that I have to remember the very most is my brother. Who opened up the ag program, I think it was in 68, John Myers. Don't know that he was my brother, but he was my brother. Everybody to the day thought he was my brother. Because he was 20 years older than me. While my dad labored at the ranch the whole week, come back, pay bills. We all my brothers and sisters went to college. We did it. I was 4 once upon a time. They didn't even have air conditioning at our house. The house is still standing when they made things the right way. So, my brother John Myers, and I could have graduated as a junior. Listen to this, seniors, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. Your last year is your senior year. You will never forget that day. So, work hard, learn from all your teachers, give them an hour of your time, because that hour of your time, after 12 years, will make you what you want to be. And Ms. Rios talked about colors. Colors are very important. You know, today I wear green and gold. You don't know how hard it was to find a green shirt and a gold tie. Those are winter clothes, really? Winter in a rail? I don't think so, but anyway. So I bought it for $24. Beautiful. This whole guy came from South Carolina. Got here Monday. The best colors of my life. Secondly, the colors of national blue, and corn color. I don't know if we have any agriculture members here. Those are the colors of the National FFA J.W. Nixon chapter, which I was a member, a proud member, and I bleed green and gold and national blue and corn color. My 4 years here were great. So, seniors, it's never too late. Watch what you do, watch who you hang around with, siempre para adelante. And don't look back, and don't hang around with the wrong crowd. The wrong crowd, they're never your friends. Your friends are your family, your student friends that are there. Take care of them. And the other colors are the red, white, and blue. Forever. We're lucky to live in this country. You don't know how other countries, people are flocking to the United States to get here because of how bad things were or are in their country. And I always like to tell this story, not to a big crowd like this, but I'm going to say it because I'm not a big fan of Pitbull. You know what Pitbull is? Pitbull? Cuban American? Or American of Cuban descent? That's the way it should be. When we went, my wife like, when he came to Laredo, I saw him. Not because I like the music, but he puts on an awesome show. And in Vegas, we went to see him again. And he waits till everybody fills the stands because, you know, it's like Laredo. You tell him at 8, they're here at 9:30. So he waits till the mood of the performance. And then he comes out and he tells all of the Latinos, Hispanics, Latinos, which covers Mexico, South America, Cuba, all of those places. And he tells them all, he said, remember, you're an American first. And we're all Americans first. Let's keep that in our country that is, everybody wants to take care of get our country and put it down. So we need to get educated and help your country. So, as I say, the red, white, and blue card puts us all here. We're all here because of the red, white, and blue. We are very happy to be here. And in ending, I could say, may God bless you all, and may God bless these United States of America. Thank you.
To introduce our next legend, and introducing her aunt, Miss Bella Jankos.
Having morals and values instilled and established from a young age, Lizette Munoz Trevino has continuously shown merit to her ideals, placing great value on the meaning of family, friendships, and humble beginnings, focusing on making her dreams into a reality. Born and raised in Laredo, Texas, Ms. Trevino and her husband Danny Trevino together have a daughter, Ava. Along with becoming a lifelong educator at the Laredo Independent School District, she herself is a product of Laredo ISD, having attended Buenos Aires Elementary, which is currently Gallego Elementary, Lamar Middle School, and finally becoming a proud Mustang at J.W. Nixon High School, where she's promoting school spirit as a Mustang cheerleader. After graduating from Nixon in the silver class of 1989, Ms. Trevino continued her higher education at Laredo Community College. She then transferred to Texas A&M International University, where she received her Bachelor's of Arts degree with a major in English and a minor in sociology. In 2010, she received a Master's in Education Administration from Grand Canyon University. While Ms. Trevino was educating herself,
a job involving training teachers and students in various technological learning programs. Before long, her love for literature and her desire to make a difference in the lives of Laredo students drove her to return to the classroom, allowing her to create an encouraging environment for students to develop a love for literature. After 25 years of teaching, she thought it was time to put her Master's of Education degree to good use by becoming an ESL resource strategist for Laredo ISD, where she continues to work with students while providing instructional support to the teachers of English language learners at both Cigarroa High School and Nixon High School. Ms. Trevino has devoted the last 28 years to educating Laredo's youth, not only in the classroom, but through her involvement in student extracurricular activities that she has sponsored throughout the years, including being the UIL Social Studies Coach, the UIL Prose and Poetry Coach, Nixon High School Student Council Sponsor, the JW Nixon Mustang Cheerleader Director, and the JW Nixon Golden Spur Director, all whilst instilling in students the importance of an education, self-pride, commitment, and the desire to become the best version of oneself. Ms. Trevino has been recognized for her dedication to educating students by receiving the prestigious Laredo Chamber of Commerce School Bell Award, Laredo Independent School District Tech Savvy Award, and the Laredo Independent School District Video Conference Award. It is evident that Ms. Lizette Trevino's dedication and unwavering belief that all students can succeed makes her the epitome of an individual that inspires change, leads with heart, and supports growth of today's youth and educators throughout the Laredo Independent School District. I am so blessed that I get to call Ms. Trevino my aunt, and it is with great honor that I get to present this award to her. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Lizette Trevino.
Good morning, Mustangs, Nixon teachers, administration, Superintendent Dr. Rios, and Alliance board members. I am Lizette Munoz Trevino, a proud graduate of the silver class of 1989. I'd like to begin this morning by thanking my boss, Dr. Carmen Bomba, Alliance Bilingual ESL Director, for this nomination, and the Mustang Legends Committee for selecting me as a recipient of this honor. I couldn't be more excited and humbled by this recognition. Also, a very special thank you to my husband Danny, my mother Beatriz, my father Jorge, my brother George, and Aunt Estela for being here today. Finally, a great big shout out to my bilingual ESL department co-workers. I love every minute of working with you. About my experience while a student at Nixon High. I was stumped. A few words. How does one condense some of the most unforgettable years in one's life in just a few words? When thinking back on my years as a Mustang, my cheerleading days under the direction of a Mustang legend herself, Cynthia Haynes Ramirez, who instilled the true meaning of pride, dedication, perseverance, and self-respect in every cheerleader she directed, was the first to come to mind. The 6 a.m. cheer practices, cheering at football games, basketball games, volleyball games, the camaraderie amongst our team, the community work we dedicated our time to, are all memories that will live in my heart forever. And who could forget the Martin Nixon pep parades? When the student body was released at half day to decorate our cars and line up to drive around Nixon boundaries while cheering on, honking, and yelling in support of our mighty Mustangs. The convoys, where 15 to 20 charter buses would line up, each bus representing a club or organization headed to San Antonio to cheer on our football team. gained throughout those 4 years. These are experiences that come to mind when I think of dear old Nixon High. Nixon students, I encourage you to embrace every moment, every experience, because your time at Nixon will come to an end before you know it. As my father told me the night of my high school graduation, as of tomorrow, welcome to the real world. I wasn't quite sure what he meant by that, but I soon came to learn. Responsibilities, decision-making, and working while earning my college education was exactly what my dad meant. The fun, carefree days were over, and it was now time to become a grown-up. While growing up in my home, earning a college degree was never an option, but an expectation. My mother and stepdad in heaven, Peter Iscano, who I know is watching over me at this exact moment with a huge smile on his face, always spoke about the importance of earning that little paper, my degree. So, just as it was expected, I earned a college degree and later a master's degree that would steer me down the road to educate hundreds of students throughout my 28 years in the field of education. Students, now I challenge you to find your passion. Dig deep inside and think about where you see yourself in 10 years, 20 years. What will your next step in life be? It may be the military, a vocational career, a college education. Whatever you choose to do, give it your all and don't ever give up until you accomplish it. Remember, you're a Mustang, and Nixon Mustangs never give up. Always remain forever green and gold. To introduce our next legend is ROTC Cadet Brianna Gonzalez.
Good morning, everyone. Luis T.J. Blanco Sr. graduated in 1988 in the top 10% of his class. He was a member of the JROTC and rose to the position of Lieutenant Commander as a senior. He was the first commander to have been promoted up to the rank of Cadet Colonel and led the drill team throughout the 4 years, including to a state competition where the Leeds Rifles placed second in exhibition, losing only to the hosting school. He also placed first place in a tandem drill competition at that same event. He's a 30-year-old retiree from the Laredo Police Department in Laredo, Texas. He joined the force at the age of 20 in 1991 and rose to the rank of lieutenant. He recently retired a second time from Webb County after serving as a chief deputy of Constable PCT-3 in the Quad City area. He was a member of the Texas Army National Guard from 1988 to 2001, where he was privileged to have been assigned as the first Hispanic company commander of the 449th Chemical Unit in Laredo, Texas. He is a 32-year retiree lieutenant colonel from the U.S. Army Reserve and served 2 combat tours in 2011 to 2012. As the Chief of Operations and Personal Security Detail Commander in support and operation enduring freedom in Afghanistan, he served as a commander for the 461st Expeditionary Terminal Operations Element in McAllen, Texas, and the 468th Chemical Battalion in Little Rock, Arkansas. He is currently the Lieutenant Commander of the 3rd BN, 3rd BDE of the Texas State Guard in Laredo, Texas. In 2000, he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice from Texas A&M International University and in 2003 a Master of Science degree in the same with a minor in psychology. In 2007, he earned a second master's degree in counseling psychology with a minor in public administration. He is currently pursuing a doctorate of psychology degree from Mississippi University. Tinajero has taught in various areas of criminal justice, including the Police Academy and continuing education courses for Texas peace officers at Laredo College, and as an adjunct instructor with the Texas A&M International University Criminal Justice Department, Central Texas College, and Brightwood College. He is considered an expert witness in the areas of police use of force and emergency driving. Tinajero holds a Master Peace Officer certification and Advanced Police Instructor by the Texas Commission of Law Enforcement, and is also certified hostage negotiator. In 2001, TJ was published in the Laredo Morning Times, contributing with Cops at Corner, detailing the law enforcement experience, and in 2011 in Laredo with Under the Middle Eastern Star, detailing the combat experience. He is also the author of So You Want to Be a Cop? Well, let me lay you in on a few secrets, and is in the process of completing two fictional projects. Tinajero is the owner of Warrior Wear Protection Services, Warrior Wear Gear, and Mariachi Azteca de Laredo, Warrior Wear Academy of Excellence and Training, and in Mariachi Outfitters and more. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Reese T.J. Tinajero Sr.
First of all, I want to know whose idea was to put those pictures next to those tables. If I would have known then what I know now, it would have been a different suit. I'm going to go through this real quick, guys, because I'm only number 7 out of 12. So. All right. So, again, I'm a Red Cross graduate of the class of 1988, and I know that everybody said that that's their best class, right? But believe me, 88 wasn't the best class, so there's no answer, no other way about it. So this event for me is both humbling and prestigious, for it is an opportunity to reflect on the few successes made possible by the grace of a higher power, a strong family unit, and a lot of love. My time here at Nixon was instrumental to the path life has taken me, for the memories that were forged proved to be a compass for the ethical framework I embrace and try to practice every day. When asked where I went to the high school, my answer is always the J.W. Nixon JROTC program. My life from 1984 to 1988 was completely consumed by the ROTC, and it was then that I learned the value of servant leadership, teamwork, and professionalism. The late Lieutenant Colonel Charleston Warren was my motivation to become an Army officer, and the late Staff Sergeant Miguel de Cepeda was like a father figure to me, always challenging me to be the best at everything I do. First Sergeant Antonio Martinez completed the trio of that instrumental cadre and was equally important in my development. These were truly the most important years of my life. To the students in attendance this morning, I say this: you may not realize what's coming at you after high school. So now is the time to pay a lot of attention. Life after graduation gets real quick and comes fast and with no mercy. You need to be asking questions and seek knowledge from those that have experienced success after high school. Surround yourself with positive thinkers and hard workers. Never take the easy way out and always seek out challenging opportunities. Develop an unyielding ethical compass and always do the right thing, especially when no one is looking. Learn to recognize your emotional baseline and how to react to those emotions in a mature and respectful manner. And in all you do, be relevant, be memorable, and be gone to the next step. To this school I say thank you, green and gold. Thank you for forming my basic self and giving me the opportunity to choose the path that I was destined to follow.
I stand before you with a lot of pride and honor to be a Mustang. This could have gone differently back in the 80s for me. I could have been a Tiger, or a Toro, or a Longhorn, but because of the higher power, I was lucky enough to be a Mustang. Thank you.
There's someone here in pictures that wants to say congratulations to her dad. Former and current Mustangs. Himself, Jackson Moody.
During his 4 years at J.W. Nixon, Mr. Alfred Gus Bettis was active in several clubs that include the Pan American Association Student Forum Club, Theater Club, Slideboard Club, and the Science Club. He was also involved in Student Council as a class representative. This is abbreviation, so I'm abbreviated. UNICEF. And the March of Dimes for all 4 years. He made it a point to take most of his math classes offered at Nixon. He worked at LISD Central Kitchen, now called LISD Child Nutrition Center, and was bonfire chairman for his senior year. The courses he remembered most were Latin taught by Mr. Rob Dada, physics with Mr. Pimento, and his biology teacher, Mr. Ruben Lee. These 3 teachers influenced him the most because they gave himself after school hours. He thinks about them today literally giving themselves without compensation to improve our community by taking their students to the next level. He subscribes to a similar philosophy to helping our community through the education of our young and making himself available without regard to compensation. Upon graduation from college, he began his teaching career at Martin High School. He really wanted to teach at Nixon, but for whatever reason, he was told to report to the Red School. He taught physical science, chemistry, and physics, and had a good fortune of meeting some incredible students during his time there. Mr. Bettis also participated in lab and course sequence design of the Health and Engineering School that later became the Cantu Health Magnet School that eventually evolved into the Cantu Early College. He also had good luck to be elected president of the Laredo Chemistry Teachers Association, and also elected president of Webb County Alliance of Minorities in Engineering. When LISD decided it was time for an engineering magnet school, he was asked to help in his design and course sequence. One of his first accomplishments as a director was to broker an agreement with the University of Texas to bring university-level chemistry course to LISD. He was honored to be the first director of Salvador Bettis Engineering School and to see its development and transformation to what it is now, the Salvador Bettis Early College, being there for just under 18 years before being allowed to help students in a wider capacity at the main office where he has been there for the last 3 years. In the last 3 years has highlighted his best time at Laredo Independent School District. Please welcome from the J.W. Nixon class of 76, Mr. Alfred Bettis.
What an honor. I am humbled to be here. I wrote a speech. Well, I started writing a speech, but I decided that I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to shoot from the hip. My 4 years here at Nixon were exciting. I've been with the LISD for 39 years. 4 here as a student and 35 as an employee. Thank you, LISD. All who helped improve the situation for the community. Starting with our superintendent of schools, our board, past and present, our upper administration, and of course the department where I work now, the CPE, CCMR. They're all sitting over there in the meeting. I'm very proud to be here, I'm very humble and gracious. But I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to the people who supported me. This is for you, my family. I met my wife. We were high school sweethearts. We've been together for a little over 40 years. Yeah, I know. We were fortunate enough to have 3 tigers in our family and 1 goat. So no matter who wins or who puts more points on the scoreboard on Friday nights or Tuesdays and Thursdays, we all win. We share. And so we're sharing this. This is for you. Thank you. To the one before me, the common thread has been improvement. Everyone has spoken about improvement. And I want to touch a little bit on that and give you 2 stories, one real and one I'm not sure. In the mid-60s, there was rampant discrimination, 84 miles per hour, Crystal City. And like I said, past board members, Dr. Yoji Cigarroa was president of the board at that time. And he contacted this teacher to see if he could go find out what was going on. When the teacher came back, he came back with the information that what he saw. And what he saw was mounted Texas Rangers, the DPS, county officials, the city police, preventing students, you know which ones, from going into the campus. When he was asked by Dr. Cigarroa, what can you do? Can you help? And the teacher said, yes, I can. What do you need? Well, I need spirals, books, pencils. That person taught under a tree in the sun for about 6 months. Why did he do that? To improve. He wasn't improving himself, he was improving his community. Why did Dr. Cigarroa do that? To improve his community. And so, the point is, don't settle for mediocrity. Improve. Improve yourself, improve your family, improve your community. That's been the common thread here, where you're being asked to go out and do not be mediocre. Do not take the I será attitude. It's not conducive to improvement. Improvement takes dedication, hard work, and focusing. Knowing where you want to go and getting there. There's a lot of universities throughout the country, and like was mentioned before, you can compete with anybody on a global scale. You are Nixon Mustangs, and therefore you can compete. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. The other story that I wanted to bring up was one I heard from a little university. When you drive up I-35, I'm not going to mention the name, but the color is burnt orange. I always, I would take students to help improve their lives every summer, and uncompensated, by the way, like the rich, uncompensated. I would take students in the summer, every summer, and I made it a point, once visiting the mathematics professor, I made it a point to visit him because I wanted to hear it over and over again. I couldn't get enough of it. And so I'm going to share that with you. It is a story of 3 cowboys riding out in West Texas. And as they were riding out in West Texas, they came upon an apparition. And the apparition told them, you're going to arrive at a dry riverbed with a lot of rocks. Pick up as many rocks as you can, and you will be happy, and you will be sad. And so they got to the riverbed, they saw the rocks, and they picked some up, a few here and there, different sizes, and put them in their saddlebags. Later on that evening, after dinner, they were wondering, what about those rocks? So they went to their saddlebags and they picked them up. Rather, they took them out, but they were no longer rocks. They were precious stones. They were opals, turquoise, rubies, sapphires. Suddenly, they were wealthy. They were happy, but they were sad. They were happy because they picked up some rocks, but they were sad that they didn't pick up more. And education is like that. Pick up as much as you can because you will be happy that you picked up education, and you will be sad that you didn't pick up enough. If you pick up as much as possible, you will be very, very happy. And you can help improve yourself, you can improve your family, and you can certainly improve your community. Now, going back to mediocrity, don't settle for that. Be the best you can. LISD has improved so much. We have a beautiful campus from when I came here. Some of us remember the old campus. It is an improvement. Why? Because the board saw to it that we needed to improve the community. And we improved the buildings. We now have cell phones that didn't exist when I was in high school. We didn't even have pages. And now we have all sorts of communications, all because somebody did their homework, and worked their hardest to improve the communications, the phones, TVs. You know, when I went to the high school here, when I came here, we didn't even have prom. Now we have PS5s, Xbox, and all sorts of things. So work on improving yourself, work on improving your family, work on improving your community. Because remember, you will forever be where you go.
To introduce our next legend is Golden Spur Representative Angela Vasquez.
Melinda Vidal, J.W. Nixon class in 1993. Melinda Vidal is the daughter of Juan Jose and Mariana Vidal and graduated from J.W. Nixon High School in 1993. While at Nixon, she was a top 4-year member of the J.W. Nixon High School Golden Spurs from 1989 to 1993 under the direction of Gloria Jean Farmer community supervision and corrections department, otherwise known as the State Probation Department. She began her term as a executive director on March 1st, 2015, and finally served in this position for 8 years. In June of 2022, she was selected to be an adjunct criminal justice professor at Texas A&M International University. Teaching students and sharing her knowledge and experiences is something that she values greatly and hopes to inspire and influence future criminal justice leaders. Melinda has most recently joined the Better County Attorney's Office as an assistant county attorney in November of 2023. As an assistant county attorney, she prosecutes cases involving juvenile offenders and also represents the Department of Family and Protective Services in cases involving child abuse and neglect. Melinda was named the Domestic Violence Professor of the Year in 2009. She has held the following positions as a member of the Laredo Young Lawyers Association, Board of Directors from 2006 to 2007, Vice President from 2005 to 2006, Secretary from 2004 to 2005, Laredo Felons Board, Laredo Regional Food Bank in 2006. She was the Rep County Bar Association Continuing Legal Education Director from 2018 to 2019. Melinda has been a guest speaker at numerous career days for both school districts throughout her legal career. Melinda has been an attorney for 21 years and has contributed most of her life to public service and has achieved a great deal in her career, yet her proudest achievement remains raising her now 16-year-old daughter, Alessandra Gamba. Please help me welcome Ms. Melinda Vidal.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank the Mustang Legend Committee and the administrators for this wonderful recognition and honor. I truly appreciate it. My academic and career achievements would not be possible without the continued support of my parents who are here with me today. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything. The students present here today would be that you need to believe in yourself always. You need to believe that you will achieve all your goals, hopes, and dreams. It does not matter how big or impossible you may think these goals are. What matters is that you believe in yourself. You also, however, need to put in the effort and work needed to achieve them. It all comes from within you. The quote, "Believe it and you will achieve it," has been one of my constant reminders to myself when I have set goals, and I hope that by sharing that quote with you, you will keep it in mind as a reminder to yourselves when you are trying to achieve your goals in life. Because there will be obstacles. That's the reality of it, of achieving your goals. But you can never give up, and you have to push yourself to achieve the dreams and hopes that you wish for yourself. Thank you once again for this honor, and I know that you've heard it several times, but forever green and gold. To introduce our next legend is Nixon football captain Mustang Quintana.
Fellow Porters attended LIC CO Nixon Elementary School, Lamar Middle School, and J.W. Nixon High School, class in 1997. He was a member of the Lamar Middle School band and the J.W. Nixon football and part of the team. After graduation, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. Pedro Fuentes served in the Marine Corps from 1998 to 2002 and received an honorable discharge from the United States Armed Forces 2002. Pedro Fuentes survived the service committee and returned to the New alma mater. He applied for Texas Department of Public Safety and on first attempt, TPS accepted and attended a rigorous 6-month training. Succeeded in DPS and earned promotions from the rank of state trooper to the prestigious title of Texas Ranger. Pedro Fuentes started his DPS career as a state trooper, where he excelled in interviewing and criminal interdiction. Up to this day, he has had the most drug seizures in the Florida DPS area and became an instructor for the state of Texas criminal interdiction team. Due to his excellence in criminal interdiction and desire to inspire change, Pedro Fuentes mentored troopers around the state. In 2008, DPS promoted Pedro Fuentes to the DPS Criminal Investigation Division, known as CID. The CID investigated drug trafficking organizations, narcotics, money laundering, prison gangs, and auto theft. He conducted undercover operations, seized multi-kilograms of drugs, hundreds of thousands of US currency, and recovered a minimum of $1 million in stolen property. He coordinated raid operations, and his knowledge of tactical operations led him to pursue position as a tactical operator with the Texas DPS Special Response Team, SRT. He attended the SRT rigorous selection process and succeeded. Pedro Fuentes became a Special Response Team operator for DPS and executed multiple high-threat operations in Texas. In 2018, he pursued a career within the prestigious Texas Ranger Division. Pedro Fuentes is one of approximately 160 Texas Rangers nationwide, representing a rare and vital commitment to justice in our community. Texas Ranger Fuentes photographed and videoed at Texas Rangers Hall of Fame Museum of Texas in Waco and Dale. Texas Ranger Fuentes continues to assist local, county, state, and federal agencies within our community and throughout the state of Texas. He is the DPS Crisis Negotiation Unit Team Leader in the Texas Association of Hostage Negotiators, Vice President for South Texas Ranger. Texas Ranger Fuentes continues to train and assist local law enforcement agencies in crisis negotiation and complex investigations. Texas Ranger Fuentes is not just a guardian of the law, but a community pillar. His commitment to community safety extends beyond duty as he leads with heart in local events. Recently, he spearheaded a heartwarming toy drive benefiting 85 LIZ students, bringing joy and brightening their holidays. In addition to his crime-fighting role, Ranger Fuentes supports student growth by actively engaging with community through career days and LIZ events. His presence at these occasions not only showcases dedication, but also fosters positive connections between law enforcement and the community. In a world where role models are essential, Ranger Fuentes stands out, demonstrating that being a Texas Ranger is not just a job, but commitment to the well-being of the community. Texas Ranger Fuentes is a true representative of LISD graduate, community leader, and touches his life through integrity and motivation. Texas Ranger Fuentes had an entire childhood relation as an LIZ student and is a proud parent of the class of 2021 and 2024 LIZ graduate. For 20 years in law enforcement, Texas Ranger Fuentes' journey is a testament to his growth as an LIZ alumni with our community. We proudly present Mr. Pedro.
Mustang. So I had a great speech prepared. The only thing is that everybody took my ideas and they used it for themselves. I'm gonna make this quick. As you've seen, everybody here starts off with a thank you, and I think that reason is mainly because there's no way that we could have gotten to where we're at today without everybody that surrounded our lives. First off, I have my parents. Thank them for the foundation. I thank my wife, my kids for keeping me straight and supporting me throughout my roles. And then my friends for the good times that we had in high school.
Still Pete! 97!
That's the first part of that. More than anything, the reason I'm here today for you is just to provide my guidance, and if there's anything that I can do for you, I'd love to do it. Now, when I say that everybody's here for based on who you're surrounded with, you guys have your friends that you're surrounded with, and there's also mentors that come up in your life that can guide you through the route that you need to take. Now, I couldn't do that. My great friends that I have here are Mark, David, Jerry. We have some law enforcement, combat veterans, business owners, and investors, real estate investors. So, thank you since I love Laredo, and I'm here to help anybody do anything that you need. If you need to, you can find me at the Texas Department of Public Safety office, and that's where you get your driver's license at. And thanks again.
Every single one of them is shaking like if they're in the principal's office. To introduce our next legend is early college education student, Caitlin McCoy.
Mrs. Jamie Bongas is a family-oriented, selfless, and caring individual. She enjoys helping students in our community and believes that educating our youth is of great importance, as everyone deserves an equal opportunity for a great education. For Mrs. Bongas, all children are capable of learning, and the lack of opportunity to grow should never be an issue. During her time at Nixon, her mother persuaded her to enroll at the new BMT and pursue her love for theater arts, communications, and journalism. Aside from theater arts, Mrs. Vargas was involved in the LULAC Club, UIL for Theater Arts, and the Nixon Drama Club. Mrs. Vargas was born and raised in Laredo to loving parents, Sergio and Blanca, who worked hard for their children to achieve their goals. Not attending school was never an option. Her parents instilled the importance of education and values as a foundation for their children. She fondly recalls her father telling her, "I do not have 3 jobs for you not to go to school." Her mother worked at home and spent most of her time ensuring that her eldest daughter, Mrs. Vargas' older sister Ruby, had the best medical treatment possible, even if it meant driving miles and miles day in and out. As time-consuming as this was, her mother still found time to educate her 4 children and love them deeply. In her free time, Mrs. Vargas enjoys reading, exercising, and traveling with her family. She especially likes to visit her family in Houston, where she spends time with her aunts, Lynette and Magali, along with her 2 brothers, Sergio and Eddie. One of her proudest moments was becoming a mother to 3 loving children, Brandon, Annabella, and Tyler. Mrs. Vargas is currently working on her doctorate as she realizes she still has many goals to accomplish, and with the support of her family and dear friends, she knows that she can achieve them. Her motivation and strength come from the loving people around her, such as her husband Gilbert, her children, her parents, her late sister Ruby, whom she misses dearly, her aunts Lynette and Magali, and her dear friends Gabe, Carol, Cindy, Corey, Patty, and Mary, who are always there when she needs them. It is with great honor that I introduce the principal of Lovalina Elementary and one of our 2024 Mustang legends, Mrs. Jamie Campu Vargas.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to give a big thanks to Dr. Rios, the board, the administration here at Nixon High School. Excuse me for my voice today. I usually speak very clearly and loud. Thank you, students, for taking the time to sit here and listen to us. And I'd like to just say that as I sat here and I was listening to everybody, I was like, okay, I was going to say that too. But anyway, I really just want to let you know that if it weren't for my parents, I wouldn't be standing here today. Yes, education and furthering our education is always a we must. We are going to. We are here to support you. There's no excuse. I am one of those day students that I was like, oh, I kind of don't feel like getting up to go to school today. You know, you're going to school, right? Get up and go. And my mother did. She was the reason that I joined BMT. So I was one of the first students when BMT opened up. We started in downtown in the boardroom, and LISD said we're going to do this right away, and we're going to find classrooms there for these students who really loved communication, theater arts, dance, you know. Anyway, there was something for every student. So there we were, and we boarded a bus at 6 o'clock in the morning, and of course I was like, oh, that's super early. I'm barely going to get to do my makeup and my hair, and there I was with my backpack, my books, my makeup. Did it all on the bus, extra homework that I had, but it was because of the love here without my teachers. Mrs. Vidali, thank you. I saw you there in the audience and I said, oh my gosh, she was wonderful. Mr. Martinez, you know, Mrs. Javier, there's so many to thank. Mrs. Manon, I know somebody mentioned her and I remember her dearly. Because science was not my favorite subject, but you know what, at the end of the day, made me love biology. So I was more of an English lit and a theater arts student. So students, I just want to tell you something very quickly. I'm not going to take more time. I know we've been sitting here for a bit, but I loved and enjoyed the story. I just want to tell you that please take every opportunity that is given to you and never stop learning. You're always going to learn something new every single day. As for me, I've just been going back to school. I just feel like I haven't ended school. I finished my master's, and then I got another master's. So now I'm my doctorate, and again, here I am 20 years later or more, and I'm still going to school. And again, I just want to thank my husband, and we are not from the same class, but we're both Mustangs since class of 92 and 96. We ended up, meeting later on, but go Mustangs and forever green and gold. Thank you.
Our last legend of today, representing cheerleading, Riley Gowan.
Doreen Hill is the Chief of Police for the Laredo Independent School District Police Department. She brings 19 years of law enforcement experience to the district. Sworn in on October 5th, 2021 as the first female to hold the title of Chief of Police in the school district and city of Laredo. A proud Nixon High School alumni, she was a member of the Futures Farmers of America and Future Homemakers of America. Chief Hale was also involved in student council while in high school. She prides herself on being an active participant within the LISD community. She cares. She is committed to the department and the community, providing her caring approach to make LISD a better place to learn, work, and play. Under her watch, she oversees 31 campuses, 2 lieutenants, 5 sergeants, 1 investigator, 51 police officers, 84 security guards, and 3 dispatchers. Some of the programs she has brought into Laredo ISD are the Books and Badges, Law Enforcement Against Drugs program, Brave Girl, a program designed to empower young women to confidently navigate through a girl's world, and Brave Academy, a 5-week academy for middle school students. Chief Hale has brought numerous activities and events to Laredo ISD, including Officer Ronaldo, the LISD Police Department mascot, Halloween Trunk and Treat, designed for best attendance, Christmas Express, delivery of toys to less fortunate students of LISD on Christmas morning, and a new canine named Tara and her canine handler, Officer Gomez. Before becoming the LISD PD Chief of Police, her work experience has been working as the Internal Affairs Investigator for Laredo ISD Police Department, bailiff 341 District Court for over 7 years, adjunct instructor at Laredo College Police Academy, undercover officer for internet crimes against children. She was a sergeant investigator for Cyber Crimes Unit for Webb County Sheriff's Office Investigative Division, Deputy Sheriff, Webb County Sheriff's Office, member of the Texas Crimes Against Children Task Force overseen by Texas Attorney General's Office. Chief Hale has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a minor in sociology from Texas A&M International University and is currently working on her master's degree in criminal justice. She was recognized by the city of Laredo for becoming the first female in the city to undertake the role of chief of a law enforcement agency. Chief Hale has received several awards such as the Meteors Award and Sheriff's Award and will be recognized by the Laredo Webb County Bar Association, celebrating International Women's Day on March the 8th. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to welcome Chief Doreen Hale.
get the privilege of being the last speaker, and I promised I wouldn't take so long. And thank you all for your introduction. I loved your delivery. I know Riley for many years now. Her mother is actually one of the officers for LAPD, a wonderful officer. Well, first and foremost, I want to congratulate the other Mustang legends that are here with me today. I've had the distinct pleasure of working with some of you out in the field and here in the school district. But there's a little story behind how I got to where I am, and it was a little bit scary at first and then funny at the end. I get a phone call from one of my sergeants, Sergeant Martinez, and she asked me, "Do you have a resume?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And she was like, "Okay, can I have a copy of it?" And I said, "Sure." And we hung up, and I thought, am I looking for a new job? Does she know something I don't? That was the first question in mind. And then a couple of weeks later, I got a phone call asking for a copy of my bio. And I said, "All right, Sergeant, you need to tell me what's going on here. Do you know something that I don't?" And she said, "No, I nominated you to be a Mustang legend." Thank you, Sergeant Martinez, for the nomination. But when I got the call from Principal Mendoza, who told me you were selected as one of them, I was actually, yes, very happy, very humbled. But when I hung the phone up, I thought to myself, the real Mustang legends to me are my parents. Mom and Dad, this will be given to you today. My parents have raised 3 Mustangs. And I see them as all Mustang legends. They've all done wonderful in their profession. And so I'm very proud to be the youngest sister of 2 wonderful siblings. Thank you very much for being here. My parents, my sister Melissa, my brother OJ, my husband Robert, my son Robbie, my brother-in-law Felix. Thank you for always being here, and of course my staff members who are here and over there as well. Thank you for being here and supporting me today. To the students, I have the privilege of serving as your chief of police, and I'm very proud of doing that. And I know sometimes I've talked to you in the past. I know that I've had many conversations in many different high schools with different students. So if I've addressed you before, you'll know a little bit of what I'm about to say. Many years ago, I stood there where you are, and I listened to people speak to us. There's a difference between somebody sitting there and somebody sitting there and listening. And the 3 words that came to mind and that have never left my sight are, "I won't stop." And I want you to remember those 3 words, because that's what got me to where I am today. The 3 words that I want you students to promise yourself: I won't stop. There's so many times that I wanted to stop in my journey, beginning in the police academy. And my mom knows that story very well. I would come home tired, because at the police academy, you're not a girl. You're just another person. You're just another cadet going through the academy, and it wasn't easy. And I remember coming home and my mom telling me, "Ay, mijita, just quit." Because she would see how beat up I was at the end of the day. But then I said to myself, I remember those 3 words: I won't stop. And I continued. I come from a family of public servants. My father worked in law enforcement for 50 years. My mom worked as a nurse for over 50 years. My sister an educator. My brother a judge. And my brother-in-law a public accountant. My husband is in law enforcement, and my son is a senior at Alexander. I'm very proud of all of you, and thank you all for everything that you do. But for you kids, when you make that promise, I won't stop, remember those words. You'll be sitting at the top of whatever mountain you've decided to conquer in your life. And feel grateful for those 3 words that you promised yourself. I won't stop. I want you to make the promise today. Now the road to a bright future isn't easy. It isn't fun, and at times, it isn't without sacrifice. But do me a favor. Trust and believe in your journey, because one day, you'll look in the mirror and say, wow, I had it in me this whole time. Now I hope you enjoy your spring break, but please be safe out there, and thank you very much for having me here today.
I introduce to